talk, so I may post it on YouTube later on. And I'm going to start by sharing my screen with you. And if I go to the right screen, we'll bring up that. And we're going to, start with this one over here. And yeah, today we're going to look at alternatives to finesses, situations where you should finesse, situations where there's a better alternative to finessing, and we're going to look at a few examples of this. And to start with, I'm going to look at a hand that was played on a Monday afternoon before lockdown, when we were still playing in Northwood. And I've got a question for you, which I will send a poll out. And the question is, your partner South has opened one no trump. What is your response with the North hand? And I'm going to launch a poll, so don't give me your answer verbally, but instead see if you can answer the question, what should North bid? Okay, and move that out of the way if it's obstructing your view. Just pick one of those answers and we'll see what you all think. Do have a go, there's no embarrassment here. We're up to 62% of you have voted so far. Okay, so we've got, oh, someone withdrew their vote. I didn't know you could do that. That's interesting. It went up and then it went down. Okay, so let's have a look at this hand. We've got, let's count our points in the North hand. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 21 points. My partner has a balanced hand with 12 to 14. So we have 33 to 35 points between us. So I will share the results with you, but the recommended bid there, which was bid by 32% of you, is 6 no trump. You should bid 6 no trump on this hand because you have at least 33 points and a balanced hand. 4 no trump, which was the winning result, is not really the right bid. 4 no trump is inviting a slam. It's saying, partner, if you're minimum, then bid, then just pass 4 no trump. It's not Blackwood, and would be inviting 6 no trump. But with the combined 33 points, you should really bid 6 no trump yourself. Okay. Anyone have any comments or questions on that? Well done if you got that one right.
Tony,
yeah.
There is one possible combination that could get you down.
Yes, that's true.
7 points missing, an ace king in one suit, which could be spade or
that's right. That's right.
But I voted for 6 no trumps because I'm a gambler.
Yeah. Well, it's perfectly true. With 33 points, you're not guaranteed to be able to make 6 no trump. And in fact, even if you had, 34 or 35 points, I'm sure I could devise a hand where, finesses don't work and you can't actually make it. But the majority of the time, with 33 points and a balanced hand, I think I would go for 6 no trump. It will pay off more often than it won't. So that's why with 33 points, you're recommended to go for 6 no trump. Now, when this hand was actually played, some people were in, actually most people were in 6 no trump on this. Some stopped short, and this was actually the hand with the recommended bidding: 1 no trump, 6 no trump. And I've got a second question for you coming up now. Well, 2 questions actually. So against 6 no trump, they lead the 10 of hearts. So what I want you to do is, first of all, count up how many top tricks you have, and then decide how you're going to play it. Okay, so I'm going to launch that second question now. And hopefully you can all see that. 2 parts of this question: how many top tricks do you have, and which card are you going to play from dummy, the ace, the king, or the 2? We're up to 50% have voted. To 75% there. Okay, so let's have a look at this. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to end the polling now and share the results with you. And basically, in terms of number of top tricks, we've had the majority going for 10, but similar, relatively high numbers for 9, 11, and 12. We'll see which of those is right in a minute. And in terms of what to play from dummy at trick 1, the majority have gone for the ace and king of hearts. They're really equivalent, of course, but 39%, I'm afraid, have gone for the 2 of hearts. So let's answer those questions. Let's work it out together now. I'm going to close that now. So top tricks, let's just count our top tricks. I think we have 3 clubs. I think we have 5 diamonds, that's 8. And I think we have 2 hearts, that's 10. We don't have any top tricks in spades, all right? Because we're missing the ace, that is 10 top tricks, all right? Do you all agree with that? Some of you may have miscounted. So you have 10 tricks. Where are you going to make 2 more tricks from?
Spades.
Spades, of course. You can make 2 tricks in spades without any difficulty at all. Just force out the ace and you'll make your 12 tricks. So I'm afraid if on this hand, if you decided to play the 2 of hearts, you're going to be defeated because the queen will win this trick and then you're going to lose a spade. So playing a low heart is a completely needless risk. You will never make more than 12 tricks because you always still have to play spades. All right. So at trick 1, you can win this one with the ace or the king. Okay, and then just play spades. If they let you win the first one, play another one. Okay, and eventually, whatever they play, you'll get back in, and you'll be able to take that last spade. Okay. You can probably claim at this point because you've got all the top tricks there. You can play it out if you wish. Sadly, when this hand was played, only one person made 12 tricks. So I found that quite surprising. But you should definitely always make 12 tricks and not try any kind of, not try to make a trick with the Jack of Hearts. Just go for your 10 top tricks and 2 spades. Any questions on that? Any observations? Let's have a look at another one here, and let's try and figure out the best way to play this one. Here, North opens 1 heart. There's a 2 club overcall. You bid 2 spades, 3 clubs on your left, and North raises you to 4 spades. All right, that ends the auction. And let's suppose the opponents lead a club, and down comes dummy. And let's stop for a minute and try and make a plan here. Okay, so in a suit contract, it's normal to try and count your losers from the point of view of your hand, if that's got longer trumps, but taking into account all the strength in dummy. Now, how many spade losers have you got?
None.
None, I think. What about hearts?
1, 2.
Yeah, it could be 1 or 2, right? If the king loses to the ace, we might have 2 possible losers there. We don't have any diamond losers, do we? In fact, the diamond is going to be a source of extra tricks if we want them. And the only other losers in our hand here are these 4 clubs. But I think we have excellent potential to ruff those clubs. Okay? In other words, East and West have both raised clubs, so we know, they've got we've got 4 clubs, they've got 9 between them, so we have excellent potential to ruff those. Maybe ruffing low to start with and ruffing high at the end if necessary. And the other thing we have is we have 3 diamond tricks. We have the king and the ace and the queen. So rather than try to rely on any kind of heart finesse, a much better option is actually to discard those 2 hearts. Yeah. Get rid of those 2 hearts. You've got the ace and the queen, and then I think we can actually cross-ruff the whole hand. So let's see if we can put that into practice. Let's ruff that first trick, and what we're going to do here is probably never draw trumps here, but just aim to ruff the clubs in dummy. So we might start off with the king of diamonds. Okay, that gets us back to our hand. Maybe now another club gets us back to dummy. And now we've got the ace and queen set up. And I think a very good line is to cash them both. Now, there's a very small chance that one of those is going to be ruffed. But you started off with very few diamonds yourself. I think you started off with just 5, was it? So the opponents had 8, I think. Let's just rewind it. I thought it was it 4? Oh yeah, we had 5. That's right. Yeah. So we had 5. So the opponents have 8. So for them to ruff the diamond, it would mean that one of them started with only 2, so it would be like a 6-2 break or worse. So the chances of that are very remote. Let's just cash our 2 diamonds, get rid of that heart, and now we're absolutely certain to make our contract more or less. We've just got 1 heart. We're going to ruff the first heart low, and now all our remaining trumps are high. So we just ruff the club, ruff the heart, and ruff the club. And now we're down to high trumps, and we can make all 13 tricks there with just a normal distribution. Okay, so much better than trying the hearts is to discard those hearts. And one person did actually make 13 tricks when that was played, but that was the only one person. Any comments or questions on that? I mean, if you're in any doubt about playing the diamonds that way, one thing I'd say is, between us and dummy, we've got the major suits, spades and hearts. So they're likely to have clubs and diamonds. It's very unlikely that there'll be really short, although it's not impossible. But you should definitely go for the over tricks there. Try and make 13 tricks if you can there.
Tony, is it absolutely not biddable?
What, the slam?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's very hard to bid, isn't it?
Well, can you show your clubs void somehow? No?
Yeah, I suppose you could. I suppose that would be perhaps a 4 club bid. In other words, 1 heart, 2 clubs, 2 spades, 3 clubs, 4 clubs might be taken as a splinter bid, perhaps.
Well,
So maybe,
it looks risky, but I just wondered.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, the opponents can take 1 trick here. So I think if they start off by, if I press the GIB button, if they start off with the ace of hearts, of course they can take a trick. Or if they start off in spades, apparently you will only make 12 tricks there, I suspect, because it cuts down on your ability to rough. But it's still 12 tricks. But I think you just get a really good score just for being in 4 spades, making all 13.
Thank you, Tony.
Okay, let's try another one. 1 no trump, 3 no trump here, one of our favourite contracts. And let's suppose your opponents lead a heart. And once again, in no trump, we're going to count our top tricks and then look at opportunities for more. So take a minute and tell me how many top tricks you think you've got. This is not a poll on this one, just have a little count. 1, 2, 3,
7.
8.
7. Yeah, I think it's 8, isn't it? Because you've got 4 clubs, 1 diamond, 1 heart, and 2 spades. So you have 8 tricks. You're just 1 trick short of making, and there's a couple of problems here. One is that the opponents have led a heart, and you've only got 1 stopper there. The other is where are you going to make your 9th trick from? There are actually 2 possibilities. Can you tell me what they are?
Diamonds.
Diamonds and
a spade finesse.
A spade finesse, yeah, diamond or a spade finesse. And basically, with an option like this, the spade finesse is roughly a 50% proposition. The diamond finesse, even though it will lead to you losing a trick almost certainly, it will give you a better chance to make that extra trick. In other words, when you come to play the diamonds, what you're going to do is do what's sometimes called a double finesse. You're going to hope that the king and the queen are in different hands, or at least that the east doesn't have both of them. And if you play that way, you hope to make at least 1 more diamond there. In other words, only losing 1 diamond. Now, the first thing, because we're a bit vulnerable in hearts, is it's probably a good idea to duck on this hand. In fact, if we go back to how it was, we can use the rule of 7, which would suggest that we duck twice. What you do is you count how many cards you have in the heart suit, which is 5, 3 and 2, deduct that from 7, and that suggests you duck twice if you can. 7 minus 5 is 2. So that's what we're going to do on this hand. We'll let them win the first one, they'll win the second one, and we'll win the third one. And we discard a spade there. I think that's a good discard. So we have to take that one. And now we're going to go after the diamond. So we'll play the diamond, and if East wins that with the king or queen, let's suppose they play a spade back, and here we have an option of trying the spade finesse at this point, but a better option is to win this one and try the diamond finesse again. In other words, the spade finesse is just a 50% chance, whereas the diamond finesse, given that we've lost one, the odds favour are better that we'll make the diamonds without losing another trick. In fact, on this hand, we still might be able to try the spade finesse if we have a chance later on, if we need to, because we've got the ace, king, jack. So there's no need to try it at this point anyway. Let's play the ace, and now let's try the diamonds. We'll leave the 10 of diamonds, and if West plays low, we'll play low, keep our fingers crossed, and yeah, East didn't have the other honour, so we carry on with that suit. The queen pops up here, we take the ace, and if you're noticing, the 9 of diamonds is now good. So we can now take the 9 of diamonds, and on that, of course, we can throw away the jack of spades, because now we've just got all top tricks. So there was no need to try that finesse. Just take our spade and claim the last 4 tricks. Okay, any questions on that? So that one was all about...
Tony?
Yep.
Is there any reason why you wouldn't cash your 4 club tricks much earlier to see if they threw anything helpful away?
Yeah, okay, that's not a bad idea. You just have to be a little bit careful if you do that you still will have any entries that you might need. But yes, I think you could do that. And then, you know, they might start throwing away hearts where you can see you're a bit vulnerable there if they were to gain the lead. So, yeah, that's a reasonable thing. But just bear in mind, if you do, that sometimes you might need the clubs as entries from one hand to the other. But if you can do it, then I think that's a good tip, Steve, yes, to put pressure on the opponents early on. Okay.
Tony, would you never finesse from the north hand this way?
What, with the diamonds?
Yeah.
Well, how would you do that? lead a diamond from the north hand. I mean, you're almost certainly going to lose 2 diamonds if you do that, I think. I mean, if you lead low to the jack, you'll lose to the queen.
I see.
And then you'll still lose to the king.
Okay.
So no, there's really only one way to finesse here, and it's by leading towards away from leading your hand towards dummy. Okay. And here's another one. This was one where you open 1 no trump. Maybe you don't fancy 1 no trump on this hand, but I think it's the right bid. And your partner bids 2 no trump, and that's invitational, of course, and you pass with a minimum. And the opponents lead a heart, and that's bad news because you're wide open in hearts, all right? And this is a time not to panic, but to try to count your top tricks. So let's count your top tricks. This time they're not all absolutely certain, but tell me how many top tricks you think you've got altogether.
7.
6.
6.
Okay, so let's see. We've got 2 spades, no hearts, we've got 1 diamond, and we've got at least 3 clubs, haven't we? We've got the ace, king, queen. We actually have a great chance to make more than 3 clubs because we've got 8 clubs between us. The opponents have only got 5, so it's quite likely when we play the ace, the king and the queen that they will all set up. Actually, I ran this suit combination in deep using the suit play software, and they said that your chances of making 5 tricks here is actually 85%. So that is the chance that they divide evenly 3-2, or that when you play the ace, king, queen, that the jack drops, or that the position of the jack becomes clear. So you actually have a very good chance to make 5 club tricks here. When you play the clubs, you're going to play the ace, king first, and then plan to cross over to the queen. So that is by far your best chance to make a total of 5 clubs, plus you've got 3 other tricks, 2 spades and a diamond. That's your best chance for 8 tricks. And you should bear that in mind as they play the hearts, because when they play the hearts, you're going to be putting yourself under discarding pressure. East overtakes the 8 with the ace there, so that's sort of a sign that probably West has got a long suit and East is unblocking. So let's see what happens. They take those tricks, and they're going to keep taking hearts here. And what you must remember is what your best source of tricks is, and it's the 5 clubs that you really need to hang on to. So don't discard a club, whatever you do. Maybe discard a spade to start with, okay? And if they play another one, what are you going to discard here?
Diamond.
A diamond, of course, yeah, a diamond, of course. All right, and it doesn't matter what you discard from your hand so much. They've still got another one, so what are you going to discard this time?
Diamond again.
Another diamond, yeah. So give up. You're giving up on the diamond finesse, really, and you're putting your chances on the main option, which is the club suit, okay? Finally, they've run out of hearts, so we're going to cash our spade, and then we'll turn our attention to clubs. We'll take our ace, take our king, and with a normal distribution, you'll be able to take the queen and the last 2 clubs. And then you've got a spade and a diamond at the end. So you can just make your 8 tricks there, though we couldn't have done any better, but it was much better to do that than to risk the 50% chance of hanging on to the diamonds, okay? So sometimes, you know, I see someone playing their hand like this, and they start rattling off the hearts, and North starts throwing away the clubs, and I think, oh, please don't throw away the clubs. I want to. It's like such a sad thing to do. But you know, people, unless you've made a plan, you may well throw away your clubs. You may well think, oh well, I'd throw away my low clubs, but of course that's entirely the wrong thing to do. And finally, let's look at this one, where you opened 1 heart here. Your partner bids 1 spade, and I think this hand should jump to 3 hearts here. That shows a medium hand with 16 to 18 points, and it should show a 6-card heart suit. Your partner now bids 4 no trump, and let's suppose you've agreed to play that as Roman key card Blackwood. So if you don't know that, you will just be playing Blackwood, and you just reply how many aces you've got, which is 1. But if you're playing Roman key card Blackwood, you actually have 2 key cards, because you are assuming that the trump suit is hearts. Okay, no trump suit has been explicitly agreed, but in the absence of that, you should assume it's the last bid suit, which was your heart. So you assume you're going to be playing this in hearts, and you actually have 2 key cards. You have the ace of diamonds, the king of hearts, and you have the queen of hearts, and you can show that by bidding 5 spades. That's what the 5 spade did show. 2 key cards plus the queen, and your partner goes to 6. Okay, so let's see what happens. The opponents lead a trump here, and let's try and make a plan here. What are your options? And I'd like, from this one, I think it's a good idea to think about where you're in danger of losing tricks. Okay, so in spades, how many losers might you have?
2.
I think it's just 1.
1,
isn't it? Yeah, it's,
1, yeah.
Yeah, because you've got the ace, queen, jack, 10. Okay, so I don't think you can lose more than 1 trick there, but you do have might lose to the king. Are you going to lose any hearts?
No.
Nope. How many diamonds are you going to might lose?
1.
1. You might lose. The queen might lose. And do you have any club losers?
No.
No. But jack is irrelevant to this. You've got the ace and the king. Okay, so so you have 2 possible losers here: the king of spades and the king of diamonds. Now, what we're going to start off doing is drawing trumps. So let's draw trumps first. And then we're going to try one of the finesses. And the finesse to try is the spade finesse. And we'll see why in a minute. You lead the queen, let's say, and you're doing that so that even if it wins, you can lead another spade. This time the spade finesse loses, so East wins the trick. East now switches to a diamond, and it's decision time. You've lost one trick already. Are you going to try this finesse as well?
Absolutely not.
Not you, Steve, I know. Because what you've done by playing the spades is you have now established the spade suit. And now there's no need to risk the diamond finesse. Because we've got ace, king, jack and two spades here, we don't need that second finesse. So we're just going to play the ace there. And now we can play our spades, the ace, the jack and the 10, and we'll throw away that diamond, okay? And that's it then. We've got just trumps left and two clubs. So you can claim the rest of the tricks once you're down to all trumps if you haven't already done it. So as you can see, on this particular hand, both finesses, if you tried them, would fail. The diamond finesse is off and the spade finesse is off, but you can just make it by just trying one of the finesses and then using the spade suit. Any questions on that?
No.
So yeah?
Can I just ask you about when you jump to the three hearts?
Yes.
How can you be sure your partner realizes that you're not just saying three hearts because you can stretch that far, but you're really implying you've got a strong hand?
Well, the answer is that is all described on my bidding sheet. So if you're not familiar with it, have a look at the bidding sheet. I'll just bring it up here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. And this is the my bidding sheet. And the crux of this bidding sheet, I think, is opener's rebid. So if this comes up in a minute, let's just... Sorry, it's a bit slow with Zoom and with recording. Or we could just blame the internet.
If you had enough points to stretch your three hearts, then it wouldn't be advisable to do because you're muddying the issue then.
So basically, you're using this section of the bidding sheet,
Yeah.
which is opener's rebid after responder bids a new suit. That's what happened. It went one heart, one spade. And you are in this section here with 16 to 18 points. And you're going to take one of these actions here. Either you can bid another suit, or bid two no trump if your hand is suitable for that, or raise your partner suit. But here you can't do any of those, and you're going to do what it says here. Rebid the original suit at the 3 level. And that shows a 6-card suit with 16 to 18 points. So that's why you bid 3 hearts. And you're showing exactly what you've got there. Okay?
Thank you, Tony.
All right, okay. We'll end that now, and we will see you online in a minute. Lewis Selby is learning how to direct today, so we'll both be directing. He may come to your table at some point. But I'm going to stop sharing now and go on to RealBridge, and if you have any problems, do let me know, okay? So see you all later. Thank you all very much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Tony.